Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Let's talk about, you said before we went on, you went, well, oh, it looks like we can prosecute people for leaking classified documents. I mean, this guy is arrested, but I have to talk to you about right-wingers defending him reflexively. Marjorie Taylor Greene defended this, Jake, what's his name? Just hours after he was arrested for allegedly leaking highly sensitive military documents online. So he's, in this, what's it called, Travis? Thug Shaker Central. They have a shared love of guns, racist online memes, and video games. Marjorie Taylor Greene said Jake Teixeira is white, male, Christian, and anti-war. That makes him enemy to the Biden regime. And he told the truth about troops being on the ground in Ukraine and a lot more. Ask yourself, who's the real enemy? A young, low-level guardsman or the administration that's waging war in Ukraine, a non-NATO nation, against nuclear Russia without war powers? I mean, I don't know what else you call these people but traitors. Flat out traitors.
They're traitors. They're terrorists. Marjorie Taylor Greene is just not a serious person or a serious voice.
Yeah.
But, it's clear that, they don't believe the rule of law should apply to anybody who shares their ideology or their religion or their, deity worship of Donald Trump. They just don't think the laws should apply to them.
Look at the
and
Texas.
Either we're going to remedy that or we're just going to go down with the ship.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Mike Turner, at least, Republican of Ohio, said the charges will reveal that Teixeira betrayed his country. It didn't used to be that complicated. What is an act of treason against your own country? I mean, anyway. The Washington Post also reported a reviewed video of Teixeira yelling a series of racial and anti-Semitic slurs into the camera, then fires several rounds at a target. I mean, I was saying, look what just happened in Texas, where Abbott's just forget what the jury thinks. Because but he's on our side, quote unquote, right? We're gonna overrule what a jury thinks, right?
Yeah, lawlessness will win if we let it, and it does drive me nuts that they can lock up this traitor Teixeira, and they can do it promptly as well they should, and yet Donald Trump, who probably compromised our national security, even in ways beyond what Teixeira has done, still out there playing golf. We know the crimes have been committed, but, DOJ will not step up and do what's necessary. And I don't want to always be beating up on DOJ, but as I say, we're going to go down with the ship if we don't start bailing some of this water out.
Yep. Last one, you tweeted Justice Clarence Thomas, ethical lapses are likely also crimes. Time for an investigation because justice matters. This is Seth Coulter tweeted this morning. How's this for a headline? Supreme Court Justice's mother has lived rent-free in a house owned by the justice's billionaire friend who has a large collection of Nazi memorabilia and also funded a job at a right-wing organization for the justice's wife. I mean, does anything get more corrupt than that?
And a direct violation of federal law when Clarence Thomas failed to report the fact that this billionaire had bought his mom's house and then threw, thousands and thousands of dollars of improvements into that house. And Steph, the other two co-equal branches of government can take on this challenge, right? Yes. DOJ can investigate and prosecute, and Congress can initiate an impeachment inquiry. And they need to do those things.
Because hashtag justice matters. We love you, Glenn Kirschner. We've linked to all of your stuff.
Love you, Steph.
See you next week.
Republicans say they won't cut Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. But can honest, hard-working middle-class Americans really believe what these politicians say? Republicans said they wouldn't overturn Roe v. Wade. Here's what Supreme Court Justices Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Coney Barrett said during their Senate confirmation hearings.
Roe v. Wade. It is a precedent of the United States Supreme Court. A good judge will consider it as precedent of the United States Supreme Court.
Roe v. Wade. It's settled as a precedent of the Supreme Court.
Roe is not a super precedent, but that doesn't mean that Roe should be overruled.
Well, we saw how that turned out. They played us for fools. Tell your elected officials to keep their hands off of our Social Security and health care benefits.